Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to the Glenda and Cody show on Creative Grandma's channel. We made a special trip to Hobby Lobby to try to get a couple of those yarns that subscribers have asked for, and we will, as we have time, go to the stores and try to get some more of those yarns that you requested. So the yarn today that we are featuring is the Yarn Bee Dream Spun yarn, and we showed that video where we went to Hobby Lobby and we picked 5 different colors. So I'm going to let Cody tell you about the yarn, and he worked up the entire skein, so we're going to show you what that looked like. We're going to measure it, and then you can see how far that yarn goes.
Before we get into it, we have some announcements real quick. And the first thing I'd like to do is shout out a couple super thanks donos that we had in the comments section of our videos. Some of these might be repeats. Sometimes I lose track of which people I've thanked already and which people I haven't. A lot of the time it's the same people, so sometimes I get confused. But we had Debbie Piera 95. We had D-Mag 4375. And then like the last 6 videos in a row, Chief K8. Every single video. Thank you so much, Chief. Another announcement is once we finish with these yarn swatch videos, we have a lot of extra yarn. So we have the samples, and then we have a full skein yarn that we buy specifically for these videos. So it just goes into a box. So I'm going to be listing a couple eBay auctions where I list the sample, which is a full skein of yarn, and the full skein of extra yarn with it. So it's going to be just a couple lots I'm going to put together. So if you're interested in that, I'll put my eBay link down in the description. My advice is if you're somebody that lives far away, probably not the best deal because of the price of shipping. But if you live within a couple of states, the shipping is fairly reasonable. So you might be able to snatch up a good bargain. Shame to just leave it laying in a box when it could be put to good use.
I know that we could unravel the samples, but I have so many projects planned in advance.
Yeah.
That these samples go in a box, and he's already got mad at me before because I've had boxes and boxes of samples and I just didn't have any place to put them, so I did get rid of them. And the problem is that when you're doing samples, I try to do a variety of samples, so they're not all the same size. And I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out how to get the different sizes put together. Now, maybe if I made like them all granny squares in different colors, then you could do that. But this is just our way of just...
Yeah, we like to show different stitch patterns. So they're just all kinds of different stitch patterns, but the yarn's all there basically. So yeah, I'll put the link to my eBay down in the description. Another thing I'd like to mention is I finally convinced her to turn on channel memberships for the channel. Everybody has channel memberships these days, but it's basically just a little button. You get a little badge next to your name, and the longer that you're a channel member, the badges change.
You're not getting anything for being a channel member, except that you're showing your support of the channel specifically by a badge, because that's the reason I never turned on channel membership, because I said, I have a hard enough time now trying to do videos and keep the inspiration going. I don't have time to do separate videos just for members. So he talked me into turning the membership on, but it's just to show that you want to support the channel, and you can see that you're a supporter of the channel by your little badge that you get.
Yeah, so it like highlights your name. You get a little badge next to your name. It makes it stand out easier in the comment section. And then we will also do a shout out for all the channel members. But there's, other than that, there's not really any incentive other than supporting the channel if you so please. There's no pressure. Nobody has to. Just watching the videos is enough support. But I mean, the option is there.
So now back to the yarn swatch video.
All right. So let me show you the yarn that we're doing today. We got this at Hobby Lobby. Some of you might have already seen it, but it was the Yarn Bee Dream Spun. And we read the comments, and one of our subscribers recommended this yarn. So
she wanted to see this one. The...
Fired Bronze.
No, the Tuscany.
Oh, yes. Tuscany.
She wanted to see the Tuscany.
Yeah, so we got that, and I have to say that's my favorite one, probably my favorite one out of all these.
And make sure you go on the week it's 30% off, because we went specifically to get the yarn for the video, and of course it was the week it wasn't 30% off, but because we drove all the way there.
Yeah, I mean, we need it. It's business. We need it for the videos, so we had to get it, even if it was not.
But yeah, it hurts when you know that you could have saved 30% off. But I wasn't going to drive back home just to drive back down to drive back home.
Yeah, exactly.
So, But that is the yarn. Go ahead and give them the information. We keep getting off track here. Sorry about that.
Okay, so it's all the same information. I'm just going to read the info on one skein. Okay, so it's Yarn Bee Dream Spun, and it is a 3.5 ounce, 100 grams, 76 yards, 70 meters. It's 80% acrylic and 20% superwash wool. And it is machine wash and dryable. And finally, it's a 5 weight. So yeah, I had a fun time working with this yarn. It worked up nicely. It's fairly soft. And our first colorway is Graceland Fair.
That's a very soft color.
Yeah, yeah. And here's my first stitch sample. I kind of made these stitch samples long so you could really kind of get a feeling of what it would look like if you used it for a scarf.
And that's one entire skein?
Yep. I mean, there's a little extra hanging off, but it really doesn't go far.
It doesn't go very far.
So I'll fold it so you can get a little bit of a closer look at it. I just did a single crochet stitch for this sample.
It has nice stitch definition. I can definitely see the stitches.
Yeah, for these bulkier yarns, I mean, like with thinner yarns, I like to do more dainty, lacier looking stitches. But when it comes to heavy, bulkier yarns, I like to stick with basic stitches. So this was just a single crochet.
And you have to remember, the thicker the yarn, the less yardage you're going to get in the skein.
Yeah.
So go ahead and measure that, Cody, and let's see exactly how big that sample is.
It's 25 by 6.5.
Yeah, that's not very big for a skein of yarn.
Yeah.
But if you're making a hat or a scarf, something small, a smaller project, it's not so bad. And again, the thicker the yarn, the less yardage you're going to get. That's about average for a 3.5 ounce skein.
So this next one, I really like this one. All of these look great. It's hard to pick just one, but this next one stood out to me. It's the Dream Spun Mountain Bluebird.
That's a little more bold colors. Yes. But I could see that being mixed with the first one, because that one has the pinks, the purples, the blues, and this one also has the pink and purples. So you could maybe make a couple rows of the dark, couple rows of the light, split it up, especially a beautiful ripple style blanket.
And for this, I used the trusty crunch stitch, which I think the crunch stitch with bulkier yarn is like the best stitch pattern ever for it.
Yeah, he loves the crunch stitch.
It's so easy, it's so fast, and it just has a great looking texture.
Yeah, it's nice. Get it up close so they can see it.
Yeah.
That looks like it's about the same size as the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very pretty.
And this is the same stitch that I made my puffy, big, heavy baby blanket.
And how big is that when you measure it? It looks like it's almost the same size.
I left a little straggle, you know, because I couldn't finish a whole row. Some are longer than others, but it's probably just about the same square inches. This one's about 21 by 6. But different stitch patterns are going to, you know, use more yarn than others. So there it is, one more time.
Yeah, very pretty.
I like that one.
I'm not sure how many colors they had. I don't think they had too many more colors.
I think there was like 3 others that we didn't get.
Yeah. But if you want to see what this looks like, then go back and look at the Hobby Lobby video, and we show you all the colors that were there.
Everybody knows I'm a fan of the more bright colors, and this one stands out. It's called Delphium. I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but
I'm not sure either.
There it is. Delphium. But just look at that. It's like a purplish dark blue base with like a ton of like neonish colors.
Yeah, light green and it's like a yellow.
Yeah.
And then a neon yellow, and then a blue mixed with purple, and that's more of a pinkish color in there. You can see the colors better on the sample. And what pattern did you use for this sample?
I used the single crochet V-stitch for this pattern. This was another super easy stitch pattern to follow. It's a stitch of the week. I'm not sure what number it is, but you can look it up. But I mean, it just came out really nice. Look at those colors.
Yeah, very bright, very bold colors.
Yeah.
And what did this measure? Because I see this is taller than it was wide compared to the others.
Yeah, this one is 14.5 by 10.
So if you were making a scarf, it would be like 7 inches by 20 inches So you would need 3 or 4 balls of yarn depending on how long you wanted to make that scarf.
Yeah, it really looks better close up than it does farther away. But yeah, I did like this one.
Now the next color he's going to show you, I thought was gorgeous for fall.
Yeah, so this next one was Fired Bronze. And that's just the perfect name for it.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
It looks like fire and bronze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for this one, I just did a basic double crochet.
Yeah, very beautiful earthy colors.
Yeah. An up close shot of it.
Yeah, it looks green to me.
I mean, you can even see like some...
It looks like a deep moss green to me.
Yeah.
Like a mossy green.
There's even
or
a little...
fern green in there.
There's even a little bit of blue in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is...
Some colors are just hard to describe.
Yeah.
They look like it's green, but it looks like another color as well. So hopefully you can see that. And how big is that sample?
Oh, and one thing I wanted to show you with this one is when you're choosing this yarn, try to take a look at it because sometimes you'll run into sections of the yarn that aren't wound properly. And when you get to these...
Hold that up there so they can see that.
Yeah.
Was that the only skein that happened in?
There was another skein where I had a small section. I just cut it out and tied it back on. But it does happen.
That's a lot considering how little yardage. And then to have...
Yeah.
That's a couple yards there.
Yeah, I mean, it's $6 a skein when it's not on sale. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's quite a bit for, you know, not being wound. When every inch matters when you're having only a few yards in a ball.
Yeah, so kind of look at the skein of yarn and make sure you don't see any spots where it's unwound or uneven. And this one is 23 by 7.
And that was the double crochet stitch, right?
Yeah.
Just a regular. Yeah.
Now, I probably would have got a whole nother row of double crochet if that yarn wasn't messed up. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have one more color to show you, and this is a very pretty color, and I hope the viewer who asked for this specific color really likes it because it is really pretty worked up.
Yeah, so this one was a special request, and it's my favorite. This is my favorite one out of all of these. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, but this is mine. Look at that. This is the Tuscany.
And yeah, really pretty rainbow colors. And everybody knows I love rainbow colors, so of course I'm going to like this one.
And for this sample, I just did a half double crochet. I think a half double crochet is just one of the prettiest basic stitches.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it from a distance. I didn't have enough to finish the last row, but I figured I'll just keep going. And let me give you a close-up view of it. Because it looks a little different from when it's being held back with light going through it. But when you see it up close, you can just really see those colors.
Yeah, very pretty.
Wow. Yeah, so that is that one. That's the last one. And again, my favorite. Which one's your favorite?
It's hard for me. And this is really strange because I never liked browns, and I really like that brown.
The bronze.
Yeah. I'm getting into my earthy tone colored vibe. I thought that was really pretty. But I like the rainbow. I like the Tuscany too. So it's a cross between those two. Yeah,
they're all great. They're all very soft and they were all easy to work with. And so again, I'm going to throw these into a lot, put it on eBay, start at 99 cents. It's going to sell for what it sells for. And this might be your yarn soon.
Now, before I end the video, I do want to say that I was never contacted by my winner of that pink yarn. Now, I'm not at my computer, so I forgot to write the winner down. But if you haven't watched that winner video, then please go watch it, see if you were the winner. And I always put my email address in the description box underneath the video. I'll say this again in another video. I'll actually get the name and I'll post it. You have 14 days to claim your prize, so make sure you go see if you were the winner of that gorgeous pink yarn.
It's funny, we don't know the circumstances. Maybe the person's just been busy, but maybe it's somebody who entered and they're like, I never win, and they're actually the winner and they don't know it.
Yeah. Or they're on vacation.
Yep, could be.
So I always try to reach out. So that is my way of letting you know that, you know, come on, watch that video. If you're going to enter, make sure you watch to see if you won. So thank you everybody for stopping by today. We do have another yarn swatch video coming up, and that is going to be for I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. We picked several different colors, and I have to say I'm sorry to the viewer who said we picked every color but the one she wanted. She said, I wanted you to pick the one above it, the one beside it, and we picked every one.
It happens.
Yeah, so we did pick some beautiful colors, and we're anxious to show you those yarn swatches. So watch for that video coming soon. I hope this video has got you inspired to maybe try a new yarn today. And until next time, stay inspired and happy crocheting. Bye, everyone.